Perception science. That was an entirely new term that was introduced to me by this next speaker. We know there is an opioid crisis. We know there is an issue with chronic pain. The next session takes a dive into the neuroscience of pain and discomfort and what it can mean to creating new breakthroughs in wearables. Let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Jonathan Call from 3M.
And then all right, so hopefully my voice is okay following that. So, hi, I'm Jonathan Call, and I'm a cognitive neuroscientist at 3M. I manage our perception science research lab. And what's exciting about the work we do is we get to apply perception science to further differentiate and improve our various 3M technologies. One area of research is pain perception. This year is my daughter Charlotte, who was born in June. As my daughter gets older, I want to remain an active part of her life. I actually look forward to her teens and 20s and going on all sorts of outdoor adventures with her. But you see, I'm a little concerned. After years of running collegiately, I'm beginning to experience progressive pain in my knees and back. Turns out I'm not alone. Nearly a quarter of US adults in 2016 had some sort of chronic pain, according to the CDC. And research confirms what a few of you in the room may know already. That is, your prevalence of pain will only increase as you get older. The good news is that the scientific community recognizes that pain is worth studying. For example, in the past 5 years alone, Science and Nature journals alone have collectively published nearly 500 abstracts on pain. What's promising is that some of this research provides insights into how we can better target specific forms of pain in the future. So how is pain produced? Generally, pain is produced by specialized neurons called nociceptors that are found throughout the body. When they are activated by a burn, a blow, or some sort of injury, they project signals to a region of the spinal cord called the dorsal horn. In recent years, science has uncovered a lot about our understanding of the dorsal ganglion and the dorsal horn. One learning is that these regions play a crucial role in modulating the pain that we eventually consciously experience. In fact, only a small percentage of these neurons eventually project to regions of the brain that are responsible for cognition, emotion, and our conscious experience of pain. This is important because these advances provide an avenue for targeting certain forms of chronic pain without negatively impacting those regions of the brain responsible for higher cognitive functioning. Today we have many forms of treatments to help reduce pain. We have pharmaceuticals, neurostimulation, behavioral intervention. Increasingly, these treatments are becoming more targeted. For example, some of you may have been prescribed an orally administered narcotic following an injury or some sort of surgery. Well, today, doctors, for some forms of postoperative pain, rather than giving the individual an orally administered narcotic, are locally administering that narcotic to the region of the spinal cord to effectively treat pain, and importantly, not to produce the side effects associated with its orally administered equivalent. In terms of neurostimulation techniques targeting the dorsal ganglion and dorsal horn have demonstrated that by manipulating the duration, intensity, and the pattern of neurostimulation, we can increasingly target specific forms of chronic pain better. But in order to treat pain, we must accurately be able to detect it. In our current world, we manage pain by administering treatment after the pain has reached some sort of critical threshold of tolerance. In the future, it would be great if we could develop methods for managing pain by leveraging various data streams that we know are relevant to pain. There are a few data streams that we know are relevant to predicting pain prior to its occurrence. Those data streams include physiological indicators, such as heart rate, skin conductance, etc. Some of you may have gone for a run or used the treadmill or elliptical this morning. And your pain threshold prior to your run and following your run, your pain threshold was higher immediately following that run. In terms of biochemical indicators, there's a new area in academia called electrochemical sensing. This molecule is substance P, and we know that substance P plays a crucial role in treating in pain in the spinal cord. The challenge for a lot of electrochemical sensing in the future is that first we need to develop electrochemical sensing methods that reliably, accurately detect the level of that chemical, as well as we need to identify the right biochemicals that give us a large enough time window so that we can effectively administer treatment prior to that pain's occurrence. And lastly, behavioral indicators play a role as well. We know that sleep plays a role and is negatively correlated with pain. We also know that certain temporal, higher level cortical processing through the day when you're cognitively thinking about something can also have top-down modulation of attenuating pain. Given pain's complexity, it's unlikely that any single sensory modality will reliably be able to predict pain for a given individual. But through converging these multiple sensory modalities, we can get a better comprehensive snapshot of pain for any individual, and then be able to provide an opportunity for us to proactively manage it. An ideal future state is one in which we can sense, analyze, and then treat pain for any given individual. But we're not there yet. In fact, we actually have a long ways to go. But continued research suggests that there's hope that we will get there someday eventually. There are some positive signs of this progress. More and more researchers are implementing more advanced analytics and machine learning to understand and model pain. For example, one recent study combined 3 different sensory modalities and used machine learning to accurately predict pain associated with thermal assault, burns. So why 3M? Well, there are several technologies that we feel are relevant to this future state of pain management. Let's take adhesives, for example. When adhesives need to stick to skin, wearables need to stick to skin, we need them to stay on long enough to perform their function, but not produce any skin-related injuries or any pain or discomfort associated with their removal. Because we know ultimately that any wearable that produces pain or discomfort or inconvenience to the user will simply not be worn. And we know that compliance is a major issue with many medical treatments. As a scientist, what excites me the most about recent digital advances is they provide us an opportunity to accelerate basic science towards technology development. So this is my mom. She passed away before Charlotte was born. This photo actually means a lot to me because it was the last photo that was actually captured during Christmas, in which I captured my mom's smile that lit up a room. You see, shortly after this photo was taken, my mom began experiencing really progressive pain in her legs. She went into the doctor and was diagnosed with fairly progressive breast cancer. In order to treat her pain, she was given fairly high doses of narcotics. And although effective at treating her pain, it made it very difficult for me, my sister, my dad, to really connect with her in her last months of life. I hope continued advances in technology, like those advances of our understanding of the dorsal ganglion and dorsal horn's role on certain forms of chronic pain, can help develop more effective pain management solutions without negatively impacting who you are and your quality of life when it matters the most. Thank you.